Well, hi, good afternoon, and welcome to WINEormous Tastes. We are live in Wildomar at the LI Promo Creative Studios, and we're going to have a fun show for you today. I have got a very special guy, a very special guest. His name is Ceasar Solarzano. He's the executive chef at Café Champagne at Thornton Winery. I met Ceasar a few years ago, and we have literally been talking ever since we met about having him be a guest. Meeting with him, writing a story for my WINEormous website, when we just kept missing each other. And I finally said, you know, I'm doing these live streams, Ceasar. It'd be wonderful to have you sit down with me. And I said, ideally, I'd love to have you prepare a meal for me. And so during the meal, come in and sit down and we'll have a chat. So that's what happened yesterday. I had been expecting to have a visit with Marshall Stewart from Lorimar Winery, and we were supposed to meet yesterday, but his schedule got in the way. Literally, as I was walking out the door at 3 o'clock this afternoon, I got a text from Marshall. He said, "Can you come over right now?" And I went over. Marshall and I had a nice visit this afternoon, and he'll be my guest next week on WINEormous Tastes. You may recall about a month ago, I sat down with John McPherson. John is the winemaker at South Coast Winery, and he sent me home with a bottle of the 2019 Verdelho, just released. It had not been released when he handed it to me, so I took the liberty of popping the cork out. This really is such a nice wine. It's crisp, it's dry. Very refreshing. It's a perfect summertime wine when the weather's hot, as it is now, and I guess we're in for a sweltering weekend. This would be just a great, some people call it a patio pounder, but it's a very well-made wine, very tasty. The 2019 Verdelho from South Coast Winery. Well, Marshall and I were talking today. We were at Lorimar Winery, and we both agreed that things aren't changing by the hour, they're changing by the minute. You just really don't know what's going on until you go out and visit the wineries. Each winery has a slightly different set of rules that they run by. All of them are trying to follow the protocols mandated by the state. So do your homework before you go out wine tasting. Most of the wineries are open, they're doing tastings, but the procedure at each one is just a little bit different. So do your homework. And otherwise, you're still going to be in for a great, great time. Let's get to my visit with Chef Ceasar Solarzano, and what a feast he prepared for me yesterday. You're going to take a look. So let's make that happen right now. And I present to you Chef Ceasar Solarzano, Executive Chef at Café Champagne at Thornton Winery. Well, welcome to Café Champagne at Thornton Winery, and I am here with Chef Ceasar Solarzano. Chef, how are you?
I'm doing great today.
We've been talking about having this visit for a long time, buddy.
Yes, we have. I'm glad we're finally making it happen.
Yeah, so you started off knocking it out of the park with these bacon-wrapped dates stuffed with goat cheese and chorizo and a smoked marinara, which was just off the hook.
Yeah, thank you.
And what is this beautiful dish that you just...
Here we have pan-seared sea bass. We have some smoked tomatoes. We smoke them first and then pan-sear them. Zucchini and squash and pesto beurre blanc. And at the bottom you have a little treat there is some potato gnocchi.
Wonderful. Now, if I remember correctly, you told me you started here as a dishwasher.
Yes, I started at 2007. I was a dishwasher.
So you've been around here for a long time.
Yes. Prior, I was a dishwasher. I worked myself up to a prep cook, pantry, grill, broiler, saute, banquets, sous chef, executive sous chef, and now I'm the executive chef.
Oh, congratulations.
But prior to this, I had worked for a couple of catering companies and other cooking jobs.
Well, your food not only looks beautiful, it tastes delicious. I was here for brunch a couple of weeks ago. I had your pulled pork eggs Benedict, which were just amazing.
Thank you.
So where'd you learn? Where did you get your inspiration? What drives you to want to do this?
Oh, I love what I do. Like I said, I started working at a catering company when I was about 15 years old. Then I went off to college. I was a dishwasher there, and I started prepping all the way up to 17 years old. A lot of hard work. I told myself, at that time, I told myself I wouldn't work at a restaurant again.
Famous last words, right?
Yes. And then I started going to college. I graduated with an associate's degree. I was taking some classes in Cal State San Marcos for business administration. And I started here as a dishwasher. And then I was just looking around what these guys were doing, and I started helping out. When I would finish my dishes as fast as I could so I could go help out. Like I could learn more.
Now, Chef Steve Piquel was here when you started, right?
Yes, I worked with Steve Piquel, and I remember he was a little short-staffed one day, and I just jumped in there.
Great.
And he was like, "Wow, man, you're interested in being a line cook?" I was like, "Of course, let's do it."
He was a great guy.
Yeah, he was a great guy. I learned a lot from him.
I think he's still up in Washington State.
Yes, he is. He works at a brewery now.
So things have been a little different the past few months. How has the restaurant changed? How has your role changed?
I never thought I was going to do to-go orders and takeout. For a minute there, we changed a little bit to takeout only. So that was a lot, really different for me. Putting all my food in a box. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was different.
But for the past few weeks now, people are sitting at tables dining, so that's got to feel
it feels amazing. Yeah, it feels amazing. I'm glad we're back to somewhat doing normal.
But of course, you're still following protocols, and people come in wearing a mask, and it's social distancing and all that. But
yeah, all our tables are 6 feet apart. We're lucky to have enough space to sit to 180 people out there.
Incredible. And have them still be socially distant and safe.
Of course.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, this dish is just delicious. I've been nibbling while we've been talking. And, that bass is just incredible. How did you prepare the bass?
I marinated in a little bit of a pesto, and then I pan-sear it, salt and pepper. Keep it simple. That's about it.
Excellent.
Thank you.
And I know you mentioned, let's see. I've been enjoying the Brut, and the sparkling wines here are incredible. What wine would you recommend pairing with this sea bass?
I would recommend the Brut.
Well, it works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
And I think you mentioned the Petit Syrah earlier. That certainly would not be a wine with this dish, but
yeah, no, it wouldn't. We'll make sure we give you a wine to pair with dessert as well.
Perfect. And do you incorporate some of the wines into some of the food you cook?
Yes, I do. I have the clams. I incorporate. I got the Chardonnay in there. I even have a chocolate wine ice cream that I make here in the house.
I can't wait to taste that.
And so what else I do? I use Petit Syrah to deglaze the meats that I do in there, to braise the short ribs. So I'm using all the wines here. And the champagne, I use all of the Brut. I use that to deglaze. I'm taking advantage. I'm at a winery.
Okay, good. Well, you should. And lunch so far has been incredible, and so good to sit and visit with you, Caesar.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Chef.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. How about that dessert? Caramel cheesecake with caramel sauce, fresh blueberries, and a macaroon cookie, which he served to me with a glass of milk chocolate wine, milk chocolate wine ice cream, house made. And he also sent me home with some of that and some of the strawberry vermentino sorbet that he makes in-house. Both of them are just stunningly good. If you haven't had a meal at Café Champagne at Thornton Winery, may I highly recommend that you make a point of doing that. They're open most every day. Their Sunday brunch is just out of this world good. So let me recommend that you do that. So my thanks again to Chef Ceasar Solarzano at Café Champagne at Thornton Winery. I want to invite you back next Thursday at 5 with our guest Marshall Stewart from Lorimar Winery, Marshall Stewart of the former Stewart Cellars. I'm also in touch with Tim Kramer. Tim and I have a visit set up for next week. Tim, of course, makes the wine for Leoness. He runs Temecula Valley Winery Management and has his hands in any number of wines. And we'll talk about that along with some other things as well. So thank you so very much for joining me today. We always enjoy having you at WINEormous Tastes and would welcome your input. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next Thursday at 5 o'clock.